Rachel Feldman. I'm the proud owner of Rachel's Wellness and the creator of the Done Free programs for really driven health coaches. So you are here at my site today because I am going to talk about how to do a health history the right way. Now, you might call this a discovery session, you might call it a strategy session, or you might call it a health history. Regardless, we are going to break it down. You may have made the mistake I made. Now, I did those 60-minute health histories. Like I said, whatever you want to call it, health history, discovery session, strategy session, I'm going to just call it the health history. A person would call me, they would be interested in my services, and I would say, yeah, let's set up a health history. This was even before they hired me. We would do a 60-minute health history, and this was the opportunity we had together to go over what was going on with them to see if they then wanted to hire me. Now, the problem was that I was giving the shopping center away for free. Does this sound familiar? The problem was, why would they hire me after? Because I had just given them so much valuable information. So here, step into my office. Hi. Yeah, no, this is Rachel Feldman. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, no, it is so great to talk to you. So tell me a little about yourself. And, when has this really been starting? Got it. And have you been struggling with this for that amount of time? And wow, yeah, I went through that too. I remember, at the time, first time that I had an ulcer, I was 14 years old. And, it's not that it took me down, so to speak, because I have always been that person. And so many people I saw, in my practice experience the same thing, that they were active, from the outside they looked great. And yet, their digestion was a hot mess, just like myself. People would always say to me, I don't understand. How did you have an ulcer? You were a competitive swimmer and you look so healthy. And the same thing happened when I got, diagnosed with heavy metals and all this other stuff. So I'm so happy that you found me. Oh, yeah. No, I totally know how that feels. I'm so sorry that happened. Mm-hmm. So tell me what you are doing these days for yourself. Hmm. And, tell me, what is the big reason that had you call me today? Hmm. Do you feel like you don't have support in your life right now? Yeah, that can be really hard when that happens. I know when I was going through a lot of my own health issues, and especially for me having, autoimmune and Lyme, I just, often I felt really helpless and I felt alone, Googling at night and, researching, and I felt overwhelmed. And that, I think with so much information, it's almost like there's information overload. Um, and so when I felt like, what do I do for myself? Um, I just felt, again, like I said, like alone in this process of, you know, how do I make it through this journey, and where do I go? What do I do? Yeah, so I can totally relate. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. So when you thought about hiring a health coach, what does that, how does that exactly look like for you in your life? Hmm. Yeah, and the great thing about you living near me as well is I work in collaboration with so many amazing practitioners, which is really beneficial because there are only so many things that I can do that are within the scope of my practice, and so I love working in collaboration with people, and it really also serves you, and it helps you to get served in the best way possible. Are you open to that? Oh, awesome. I am too. I mean, that's for me. I never look at things like there's this one exact way to work with somebody, because we're all just so complicated in the ways that we get better. But let me just explain to you how I can work with you and what I can do for you. Is that sounds good? Okay, awesome. So there are two ways to work with me. And when I work with somebody, I think it's best to. All right, guys. So I just wanted to take you through um, a quick kind of like 1, 2, 3. And yes, clearly the person on the other end was a pretend person, but it was a lot of listening. Now, when you sign up on this webinar, this free training, I'm going to take you step by step through a health history. That health history is not what I used to do. And I see too often coaches making this huge mistake, or maybe they're not converting that person to a paid client, or maybe you're using the health history or strategy session because you are doing retreats. We use strategy sessions, discovery sessions, health histories for all different reasons. It's not just to get somebody to our one-on-one. Sometimes it's to an online program. Sometimes it's to a retreat. There are totally different reasons to use this amazing tool and technique, but you have to know the strategies. You also have to know what questions to ask and also how to listen. I was so worried in the beginning to qualify myself. I would say let me do this, let me do that. Don't worry about that. I want to show you exactly what to say, how to feel confident, and also how to convert that person. And if you don't convert that person that day, how to follow up with that person and not sound like a used car salesperson. No offense to that industry, but we are in a heart-based business, and I want you to come off that way because you really do want to help this person. So with that being said, sign up right below on June 30th at 7 p.m. This will be recorded, don't worry. And do not forget, when you sign up, you get the 3-page cheat sheet on how to do a health history. We're going to be covering this. So make sure you bring a journal, a whiteboard, and a pen. All right, guys? I will see you then. I'm so excited to share with you what has worked for me for 7 years. I'm not just a health coach, not just a detox specialist. I'm not just, a business coach. I have owned multiple successful businesses. I've been in the corporate world. There's a lot that I bring to the table when working with people. So this is going to be a jam-packed webinar run by me, who has really been around the block when it comes to business and working with people, and also in this industry. Online and offline in the health coach world. So with that being said, guys, I will see you soon. And thanks for being here. Again, this is Rachel Feldman coming to you from www.rachelswellness.com. See you soon.